Hi and welcome to VerityHearts. It's Vera. Now, earlier this week, Victoria's Premier shared the roadmap to get Victorians from out of our current stage 4 lockdown to a place where we've got a moving population and a functioning economy. And he set a target, so it's close to the end of the year. Now, whether you're supportive of the details of this particular roadmap or not, don't underestimate the criticality of having one in order to get us from where we are now to where we want to be. Now, if you come from the world of project management or even if you run a business, you'd be well versed in the concept of having a roadmap. You know, there's a start point, there's an end point, and there are numerous milestones plotted in between. But have you considered applying the same concept to your own personal life when you've wanted to create different results to those that you're experiencing right now? Well, you can. And in fact, if you're really serious about creating something new in your life, you should. Now, the first step in creating a roadmap is knowing your destination. This is the most important step, and funnily enough, it's the step that most people don't take. They say they want something different, but they don't clearly articulate what different is or by when they want it. Now, the second step is to map out a couple of the key milestones. Now, these are places that you would expect to be at certain points in time as you move towards your goal. So, for example, if you have a particular result you want to achieve 1 year from now, you might set milestones at the 6-month mark, the 3-month mark, and the 1-month mark. Milestones break up that big, audacious goal into manageable chunks, and they keep us from feeling so overwhelmed by the gap that we see that exists from where we are today to where we want to be a year from now. We can be so overwhelmed that we don't even bother starting. You can think of milestones as mini goals. However, unlike that final goal, milestones aren't necessarily set in stone. The point of milestones is to have checkpoints against which we can assess our progress and we can course correct if required. It's to ensure we stay on track to achieving our goal. The thing to remember is that when we set milestones, we base our expectations on a certain set of assumptions. And our assumptions are based on our knowledge at this particular point in time. So as we progress, we learn more and we find that, well, some of the assumptions we'll have made will prove to be correct and others, well, they'll be incorrect. Now, the third key step is to start taking action. Only once we start taking action, and it means starting from where we are right now, knowing what we know right now, using the resources we have right now. It's only when we start taking actions will the next set of actions we need to take, well, that's when they'll appear. The thing is, when we embark on a significant journey of change in our lives, we don't know, and we cannot know every single step and every milestone and every issue or hurdle we'll come across. We're not going to know that in order to get to the goal. We won't have that whole thing laid out in front of us. Similarly, we can't know each and every action that we're going to take to get to that, say, 6-month mark. But we will have an idea of where we expect to be. Remember, setting that expectation it's going to be built on a whole series of assumptions, which we make. We're going to make assumptions based on what we know right now. But as we progress and we learn more, we'll learn that our assumptions weren't correct and we aren't where we thought we would be at a particular point in time. We might find that we've achieved our milestone earlier than we thought we would, or on the other hand, we might find that we haven't gotten as far as we thought we would. And that's okay. We've learned something, and what we do is we readjust or reset those next set of milestones using what we now know. Now, when I work with clients, we get clear on three things. Number one, wishing for different results. Well, that's not going to get you those results unless you take action. Number two, taking action without a clear destination in mind and a time frame. Well, it's going to keep you busy, but it's not going to necessarily get you anywhere. And number three, not having any milestones to guide you along the way will either stop you from starting in the first place, or, well, it's going to see you getting off track and missing your goal. So the bottom line is that if you are serious about creating change in your life, you are going to need a roadmap. You will need a start. You will need a clearly defined destination. And you'll also need a set of milestones to break up that journey into manageable sized chunks so they can keep you on track. And I'll catch you next time.